Walking hand in hand on the ocean floor. Down deep we wander. Louder we sing, no there is no cure in this together. I don't wanna tell you that it's not real. Nothing is a fairy tale. Everything about you is so unreal. It won't be pretty when it ends. Now how could I leave with your sweet love on me? Yeah, yeah. Something about you always makes it harder. When you got my lipstick on your white shirt collar. See you. Hearts and letters carved into the shore. We'll never grow old. I don't wanna tell you that it's not real. Nothing is a fairy tale. But everything about you is so unreal. It won't be pretty when it ends. Now how could I leave with your sweet love on me? Yeah, yeah. Something about you always makes it harder. When you got my lipstick on your white shirt collar. Way, I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up. 'Cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking. Going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time. And I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me on tonight. 'Cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around. No, I won't be turning around. It's the right time. I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I will win tonight. I think I'll do it on my way. I'm gonna show you what I'm going through. Get you out of your comfort zone. 'Cause I need more of the truth right now. It's time that you made your mind up. 'Cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking. Going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time. And I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like
Look, like I told you guys last week, you can buy all the drugs you want. I really don't care. I mean,
We're
Yeah.
going to.
Could we do
I already
all the
have
drugs
them.
you want?
I just need them to be plant-based so I can make them.
yeah, I know. I told you could get strawberries.
No, I actually have to get strawberries for the squirrel.
Don't give the squirrel strawberries. Give them strawberries, the fruit, not strawberries.
Yeah.
Look,
Weekend's
I,
over,
You don't
y'all.
have to worry about that squirrel.
Period.
in case anyone is unaware, that is, the whole drug scene is just not part of my lifestyle.
Just
Curious.
say a verb or a noun and then wink or air quotes, and everyone will assume it's a drug.
Frisky
Curious.
kitten.
We're gonna go sprinting.
Morphine.
That's a drug. That's literally a
Oh.
drug. That doesn't work
Anyway,
I'm gonna get some
Hey, guys.
painkillers.
welcome back to our Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons. And more important than anything, it's a 20 Tuesday.
22. It is.
It is a 20 Tuesday.
2 months in a row for 22.
2 months in a row, yeah. Which means basically
We
the
won't roll
stars are
22.
aligning and your rolls have got to be great tonight. So if you guys are going to fight a rock, it is now the time to do it, especially since my pre-game ritual shows my rolls are not going so hot tonight. So, last week we wrapped out chapter 35 with the party moving around Auchenfirth a little bit, meeting up at a tavern called the Dusty Moon, speaking a little bit of time with Alishal, a priest of Twilight, who has a temple across the cul-de-sac from the Dusty Moon. Gave you guys some interesting information regarding some of the local information or the local area, and then also kind of had a quick conversation with Zal, because the deity is one that she is passingly familiar with.
Allegedly.
Then after having a relatively comfortable evening, heading off beyond the northern borders into the tillage, where the farms and ranches are located, meeting up with James Nettle, one of the local ranchers there who had some cattle go missing. After spending some time investigating and interrogating the local animals and a squirrel, are under the impression that the livestock have been taken and ferried away by a massive flying bird of prey. Having some basic information, the group is making their way back to do some individual errands before regrouping for the rest of the day. So, we flip on over to chapter 35.
36.
On this, yes, let me flip the page where it says 36.
I knew you wouldn't remember.
No, I remembered. The problem is I'm going off my notes and I was flipping back to get back over names and such and forgot to flip the page to go to the chapter we're
It's
actually
Ron
at.
Burgundy. It's like just read and say whatever you read. Oh, 35.
Yes, yesterday a whole bunch of children were eaten by a bear, and then Mama stuffed cucumber in a pie. So,
What?
So we reconvene here on this most wonderful day of midwinter. So, Art, you were rushing down to find the farms of a young Master Jeremiah Holland, who owns a farm in the tillage, and as you understand, has some strawberries that you may be able to acquire. His farm is rather large and is located just a mile or so into the tillage, just north of the town. And he does indeed have some strawberries left, specifically some everbearings, so they're a little smaller than the typical large yield of the summer, but still, they taste pretty sweet, and he's able to part with some, the price depending on how much you want.
I mean, I only came for a few berries. I just made a promise to a squirrel, so I just need to make sure I fulfill that promise.
Okay.
So probably like 3 or 4.
Okay. Well, he will get you a small little satchel and gives you, you would assume it's about like half a normal pack of strawberries, like what you might buy at the grocery store, and basically just charges you 1 copper, because like that's because he can't charge you anything less than a copper.
Cool, I'll take it. Small satchel of strawberries.
Yep.
Small orb strawberries.
No, he is not a bullfrog.
Could be, though. We don't know that. We haven't fully investigated it.
He's a human. As far he presents as human.
Magic.
Human
Magic does all
bullfrog
kinds of
hybrid.
things.
All right. Jerry, I will catch you around. We'll just.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, and then I guess you're gonna head back towards Bob.
Yup.
Okay, Bob the squirrel.
Yup.
Woodsy squirrel. Okay, so let's see. Then we had Gander and let me go back there. Yep, Gander and our resident wizard Caleb. What were you guys gonna do? You guys gonna head back in town with Izal and Bullred, or?
Yeah, I probably would have just followed Izal.
Okay. So then, as Arthur finishes that last little promise with the local wildlife, the rest of the party head back in to the town of Auchenford, specifically to the Arbor, the kind of a large section beneath the great tree Ifris, where there is a local market. It takes you guys very little time before you find the apothecary that was mentioned previously. As expected, it's kind of a very small storefront where, as you guys kind of walk into the front door, you can smell all the herbal remedies, but it's literally just like a front parlor that has a wide kind of desk that runs the length of the room. And basically beyond is just a mixture of an herbal remedy place and a personal dwelling. So it's very clear that it's just kind of like a almost to go medicine type stuff. As you kind of walk in, you hear a bit of moving in the background before an elderly human woman kind of comes into the front with kind of a leather apron that's stained with a bunch of different colors. Kind of makes her way over to the front. Basically, her face is kind of sagging a little bit. You see some liver spots and kind of really tough, wiry black hair that's going heavily gray and white, just kind of curled back and put into a bun. She's just kind of looking you all over and goes, I'm Annalise, the apothecary. Is there something I can help you with?
My friend here has got some pain issues that he has of a skin problem. Do you have anything that might remedy that through like medicine, just to dull the pain for a bit?
I see. You said it's a skin issue, so are you looking for something like a cream?
I look at Valred like, I think you've tried creams, haven't you? Is there what you think?
I attempted cocoa butter.
Well, personally, I would have recommended some Calem's nettle, but let's see.
I believe it was that, but the brand was cocoa butter.
Oh, well, I suppose that makes more sense.
It's exquisite.
Yes, I imagine it was. Well, so I suppose you're looking either for something stronger, or are you looking something like an ingestible, like a tincture or a tonic?
Yes.
Stronger.
Well,
Yes.
stronger. Well,
Stronger.
I do have some essence of wormwood that I could give you. I would be careful with how much you drink at once, though, as too much can be poisonous. Though, thankfully, you'll have a sort of delirious effect that sets in before then. So, as long as you're taking it at the recommended dosage, you'll be forewarned before it becomes lethal.
Tell me about this delirious.
Well, you will most likely start hallucinating, seeing things that aren't there. You might lose your ability to gain rational thought and undertake particularly dangerous activities in an altered state of mind. It's all kinds of things, really. But again, the effects should be relatively short-lived, and once you achieve some of it, it's generally a good idea to slow down. Not really to stop, because that's typically how you know you've taken too much.
How much can I get?
Well, she kind of looks you up and down, kind of the rest of the party.
Hysteria.
I'm going to have to assume you're of the age of majority, or otherwise, and kind of glancing around, have a suitable adult with
What?
which to supervise.
We're both of legal age.
We're all good.
Well then, I suppose depends if you're looking to buy it all at once. The most that I could probably sell you is 3 bottles worth. Mostly because whenever I make it up, it doesn't last forever. And usually, if you're taking it for a chronic condition, that's about how long the bottles will last before the medicine starts to lose its efficacy.
So, how long would that be?
Well, that depends. You can take it reasonably straight, a shot, about 3-4 times a day, depending on your pain level. I do have some customers that kind of do a smaller amount, but chase it with some alcohol, like some mead, and that usually works pretty well too, to kind of lay out the effect a little bit and help it stretch. But yes, I mean, typically that should be enough for maybe 2 months. It may only last a month or so if your pain is severe enough and you're taking it relatively constantly.
What sort of effect does it have when consumed with Ezerleaf?
Well, the effects aren't exactly comparable. I mean, in the sense that they don't have any sort of poor interaction, other than to make the delirium and issues with your mental state a bit easier to obtain. So if you are a recreational imbiber, I would recommend tailing back your consumption of the tonic, at least until you understand your threshold.
One final question about possible side effects. I was granted a bottle of potion that does wonders for my downstairs unit. Would there be any sort of negative interaction with this substance, if you know what I mean? And he leans forward and attempts to wink, but obviously you can't see the wink.
Yeah. Oh, well, typically this isn't going to have any sort of negative reactions preventing the potion to work. Although, in rare cases, you could have an erection that will last more than 4 hours, which can be dangerous, of course.
How much per bottle?
Well, with the stock I have presently, the herbs are easy enough to get. It would run you about 5 gold a bottle.
I whip out my 15 gold and hand it over.
Okay. She takes it and goes, right. Will you be requiring a bag or to have these wrapped up?
Shit, I forget. Do I have a bag on me?
Yes.
Some kind of satchel of some kind.
I know. Despite what you just have to assume that despite whatever the artwork says, you have a massive camping backpack
You have a
on your
massive crossbow that opens up to like a folding backpack.
I have some other massive things, I've been told.
You're about to have a massive problem.
Yes, well, unfortunately, if you have all the gear, it just doesn't function.
I appreciate your willingness to transact in such a optimal nature. Thank
She
you.
comes back. Honey, I've been doing this a really long time. As she kind of slams the bottles down on the counter and slides them over. You would not believe the things I have been called to treat over the years. That is relatively uneventful.
Was that an insult?
No, I'm sure it's very important to you. It always is to all men. But as for me, I'll be more worried when it starts falling off.
You like the skin.
Oh.
So, here you go. Take that. Make good choices. And, well, let me know if you require any other healing. I do, of course, have actual healing services I can provide you. My business isn't simply pharmacological in nature.
Oh. Izal, was there anything that you would like to purchase?
I was looking for something to make me hallucinate out my ass like a weekend or so. You know, if I have some time off, just to really fuck up the whole
well,
headspace.
That is a little bit harder. Dwarves will seem to have quite a bit of resistance to a lot of the stuff.
It's a real pain in the ass sometimes.
It is. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some things I can give you. It just means that some of the harder things are things that would kill normal people are on the table for you.
All right.
So,
keep out of the reach of children.
I can basically give you some Dream Snatcher mushrooms. They're relatively nice. You do need to cook them or dry them for their effects to really work. You just have to kind of get rid of the excess water moisture in it.
Dehydrate them. Okay.
Or you'll have a bad trip.
Any trip's really a good
it's
trip.
not really that you'll have a bad trip. It's that they'll be much less effective, in which case they will not be worth the money. You'll have to consume quite a lot of them to reach the same effect. So there is that. Alternatively, I do have some... well, technically it is poison, but for a dwarf of your constitution, the side effects would be more along the lines of what you're thinking. Though, strictly speaking, if I did agree to sell it to you, and I'm not saying that I am, I would need your assurances that you wouldn't tell anyone, as this would definitely be considered an illicit substance.
I don't even know where I came today. There was talk of a rock today. That's about it.
Right. Well, sounds like you don't actually need the mushrooms, but...
there was like cow mutilation and there's a trip thing. This is just so... Sometimes I got a lot of free time.
I see.
And no way to
So
stop.
you're wanting some mushrooms because cow mutilation isn't, filling in the Friday night the way it used to.
Yeah, you could say that. I just have a lot of free time and am I just not taking care of it? I don't know. That was a weird party I'm with. I'm interested in the mushrooms and whatever that the other one was you're talking about, the poison one.
Yes, well, yes, the poison is a paralytic, but with someone in a... Yes. Okay. Very well. The poison would be a bit expensive, though. That would be 100 gold, assuming that's not too steep. And she kind of glances over. You look as though you're from adventuring stock, so... as for the mushrooms, I could sell them for 5 silver for a small bag.
All right. I'll take both. in a small bag, 5 silver, and I'll throw the 100 gold in there, and we'll just see how things go.
Okay. And she kind of glances that over and then kind of reads over, hands you over kind of a small vial in a leather pouch. You're not going to need more than a couple drops of that mixed in with your drink for it to work in that way. You could drink the whole thing, but on the odd chance that you are suboptimal constitution at the moment, you will spend a considerable amount of time frozen in your body, unable to move.
Neat.
That is not a good trick.
That's the mushrooms and vial of fun time juice.
Oh, it's an extract from a rare type of plant creature that grows in the mountains northwest of here. It's a variant of a shambling mound, but it'll pop out with these rather beautiful flowers in a variety of colors. But it is carnivorous and can move and likes to bind its prey and then paralyze it before devouring it whole.
Neat. What mountain range did you say that these things are found, so I can avoid it extra hard in the future?
Yeah, she just kind of glances over and kind of says, it's over there, northwest of here, Mount Arian.
Hmm. Alright, I'll hand over the currency and take this, and I will speak to no one about any of this. Alright, Caleb, did you have any ideas? I mean, Mr. K, should we use names? This seems a little underhanded.
Good.
We'll probably come back for potions later if you have them.
Hey, it's fine. Caleb's a common enough name, and especially at this part of the Isles.
Name of the nettle, let's go! I forgot the name of the mountain you said.
Arian.
Oh, there we go. Alright. And we leave. I leave. I don't know what they're doing.
I follow.
Follows. I assume Volred's got all the juice fun time stuff he needs.
Juicy fun time.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I imagine it wouldn't take that long for Art to come up to you because, I mean, he's dope monk shit.
Very fast, yes.
So, yeah. So he'd probably meet back up with you at least at this point, or a minute or so after while you guys are in the square. Where did you guys want to head to now?
Back to the tavern that we were at. Discuss options.
Because we're gonna have to figure out whether, like, are we gonna continue this, or are we gonna get help? Try to get help from the city. Are we just going to abandon this quest for now?
Yes, we should do that.
All valid options. So yeah, back to the. Oh, what was the name of the tavern?
The Dusty Moon.
Dusty Moon.
Dusty Moon. Back to the Dusty Moon.
And get some
Okay.
of that food again.
Some of the food. Yep, because it is Yule. So,
Fucking festive.
you head back to the Dusty Moon Inn as you kind of pop through the smell of smoked ham and like garlic butter mashed potatoes and like cinnamon apple pie kind of fills much of the area, as there are quite a few people, all looks like locals of the town, in here, being brought out large kind of cooking trays filled with venison and ham, beef, cheeses, hazelnut bread, beers, chicken, all kinds of a collection of food. It definitely looks like the innkeeper, true to her word, has brought out all the stops. You even see her dropping off like a bottle of whiskey at a couple places.
I'm sorry, but earlier, did you say steamed hams?
Smoked ham.
Steamed hams.
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah,
The
but there is
Borealis in
there is
your
steamed-
kitchen at this time of year, this time of day.
yeah, there is some steamed goose, however, but smoked ham.
Thank you.
So, Vorid, did you get what you were looking for?
Yes.
Want to try
I
some
did.
of my shrooms? I mean, not
Yes.
like not like right now, but
Oh.
let's plan this like evening out at some point.
Sure. And then you can try some of this stuff too.
I think you just got some OxyContin.
Is this lean?
Why is it a purple bottle?
Oh.
Crunk juice.
This is going to be fun.
I don't think we should mix some of these things, but it's worth a shot.
Let's do it.
Most of those things specifically say
Look here,
not to.
Narc. Okay, calm down.
But, if you are in a controlled environment, to each their own.
Define controlled environment.
Where somebody else can watch you so that you don't end up killing yourself. Or going comatose from too many mushrooms.
Okay. So I was thinking like a padded room where you couldn't escape, and I was like, where am I gonna find one of those? I can get
could
out
make
of
you
a-
one.
I could get out of a room.
I could make you a padded room. Not right now.
Give my hopes up. Anyway, Arthur. Animals kind of confirmed. Giant bird, right?
Yeah, big bird, bigger than a tree, comes and attacks at night, swoops down, breaks branches and trees on the way out. I think that pretty much covers it.
How big a bird are we talking?
Oh, Gander still has the feather.
Like we
So the
estimated.
piece of a feather.
Yeah, the piece of the feather.
I think we're leaning towards what up north we call it a rock. I'm pretty sure it's the
Hell
same
no.
here. Big ass bird.
When did we find out it was a rock?
Oh, well,
Last chapter.
Here,
Shut up, God.
I've
I am God.
read a book or
Sorry.
two.
Sorry, I really was not paying attention earlier today.
no, you're
Oh,
good. And not many of you
It's
can
like
talk
you weren't
with
even
cows,
here.
and you can't talk to a cow or squirrels, so that's fine. Bob told me it was a big bird. So the guy had to go get some strawberries back to.
Gander holds up the feather, I'm guessing, the part of it. Like,
I am all for doing dumb shit. Not that dumb.
what exact... It says to investigate the cow mutilation. We've investigated the cow mutilation. What if we could scare the rock away so it doesn't come back? Not necessarily
How?
killing it, just severely damaging it.
How do you plan to do that?
Well,
I have a question.
a large bird of prey, any bird of prey would swoop in, attack its target, and fly away with it. Well, if we presented it with something, it could dive in, swoop away, and fly away with it.
But how's that going to scare the bird away?
Well, I would look at Gander, who's not here. Is
How
like,
much drugs did you buy?
I haven't taken any yet, for one. And two, how much gunpowder can we get, Gander?
Well,
He's not paying. I say we find the cow. Probably one you're not too familiar with, Arthur, because you talked to a bunch of them. Strap it full as much gunpowder as we can get. When that thing flies down to take it, we'll blow it to high hell.
Are you going to... One, I don't really think we should use cow as a bait.
But it
That
likes
just
the
seems
cows.
wrong. But two, gunpowder, that means we have to buy a cow. Because we're not going to be able to use one of the farmers as bait, right?
I was sacrifice one cow to save the many.
But where are you going to get this cow?
The farmers have cows?
So you're going to buy a cow from a farmer.
I guess.
Do you have money to buy a cow from a farmer?
I got money. I've got a down payment on something else I'm looking for, but I got money on it.
Well, also, might want to look to see
We find
what the
gunpowder.
reward is for this job, if it's even worth buying a cow.
Right. Well, it technically didn't say to like stop the thing. We went to investigate it, and maybe we can get a down payment for the information we've gathered, and I don't know. Either we can get paid for what we found out, and potentially learn something else, and then get paid to take care of it. Updating that information is probably really important.
Yeah.
If we can't buy a cow, what if we made something that looked like a cow? Because typically they've been putting their herd up at night because the thing attacks at night. So if we have one out there at nighttime that looks like a cow, it would be a prime target. And they would go out there, it would attack the dummy. So like, well, wood? Can we get a cow hide?
Probably get cowhide and wrap it around the gunpowder if that's what you're talking about.
Other question is, how much gunpowder can we get? How much would it cost? Gander's not here. Lay a trap for it, it flies away, we blast the thing out of the sky. Whether we kill it or not, you don't take that massive amount of damage and then stick around. It's a sudden shock, maybe fly away and decide not to come back anymore. If it does fly back, then we fight it, and that's the bad part.
Yeah.
Mostly because all I have as far as like a ranged attack is several javelins and some axes.
I only have about 8 darts left, and I don't know if that's going to be very good.
If I could get close enough to where I could just hit it consistently, like right next to it. But like birds tend to fly up, and gravity is a cruel mistress.
The thing about rocks is they're extremely fast.
No.
So.
Hard.
What? Oh. So the problem is you may start your turn where you can hit them. That won't be the case for long because they will fly away.
Cowards.
And we have no real way of stopping them in place.
I might be able to blind them.
That would be interesting.
That's what the shop guy told me about, this white ash staff. It's a flying creature.
right.
When it comes down at me, I can kind of stick it up and blind them, or
Yeah.
like yell some type of word or something.
I do also have an ability that makes it to where I can make things fall prone. And if that's a flying thing, it will fall directly to the ground. But that's a chance.
Okay, so we have options at least.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely provide this information to the Adventurers Guild and see what exactly the reward is entitling and where we should
What we can
proceed
do.
further.
All right.
Gander, can you go look? Well, I don't know if we trust you by yourself. Look around to see if we have any access to explosives in this city.
On it.
All right, don't get abducted.
Come on.
That was like, come on.
That's pretty much on point.
Hey man, I only have like 4 voices, okay?
It's like I like 2 old people, and I switch between the 2 of them constantly.
I can't voice.
How does voice do? It being
Yep.
how? Make word go. Why use many word when less word work?
Pretty much.
All right, about what time is it? Because we spent the day at the farm and came back.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
probably just after lunch. You can tell, taking a look around, there's the innkeeper. She's kind of running around bringing food and drink to everyone, collecting some money, but it looks like from what you can tell, it's not very much. Most of the food is just kind of being given away really at this point. You do see kind of a small trio of elves over kind of in one corner, a few local farmer types. You see a duo of dwarves in another corner, some more local individuals, and then in a table just kind of about 10 feet away from you, there's a lone dude that seems to wear kind of like really almost kind of basic monk type garb. And he seems to be kind of flipping through a book. He's got kind of a shaved head. But you can tell it probably hasn't been shaved that long because the head's still kind of pale.
Got to transition that color between the 2.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
it's busy in here.
It does seem lively.
A couple options we could do. I can go to the Adventurers Guild and get information if someone wanted to come with me. We might look into getting some help to take care of this rock, depending on the situation. Volred's way better at ranged combat than I am.
Allegedly.
I've seen it.
There's no allegedly about your aim. It's insane.
The people talk about it.
Okay.
They want to see it.
Still talking
The
about
people who see it die.
only ones to live are us.
Yes.
That we know of.
We're the witnesses. Keep that in mind, everyone.
A good witness is a dead witness.
See? That's why I'm worried.
That's just something my father used to say.
Oh, your father used to tell you things too?
You have a father?
Allegedly.
This opens a whole new list of
He might have
questions.
sprung from a plant.
I've
I heard-
said too much.
I've heard rumors of elves that were grown from trees.
I kid. It's the drugs talking. The drugs that I've obviously taken. Y'all just didn't see it.
He's so very fast.
this guy sneaks.
Well, I'm gonna go to the Adventurers Guild, ask some questions, get some information. Anyone want to come with me?
Yes.
I mean, do we have any other options at this point?
Oh, Arthur,
Eat, drink, and be merry.
I
Yeah.
have a poison, air quotes, that has been derived from a living plant. That's in the northwest.
Okay.
So, it might be something we could look into for your whole, I don't know, you're doing the Azure Leaf thing. But it's technically from like a plant monster. I don't know if it's something you could replicate.
Oh, you want me to try to grow more of it?
I don't think it would work for this, but that means there is a creature that is a plant that uses this, so maybe we could get one of those plant monsters? Is there a non-monster version? I don't know. I don't know. If
I
plants...
don't. Sure. We could. I mean, I guess we could try. It's not gonna hurt it. Well, it might hurt some people, but yeah, we could try it.
All right. All right, Vorad, let's go to the Adventurers Guild
Yay.
and not take a whole bunch of drugs.
Boo.
Only some.
But yeah, just sitting and being. We're just gonna be sitting and drinking if I don't go.
What do you
Unless you have something else you want to do.
Now I'll go to the Adventurers Guild.
I'll go
So,
with-
Yay!
you guys head back out to the arbor.
And Gander's
make
looking
your
for
way.
gunpowder. Explosives.
And then head west from the arbor towards the familiar multi-story stone building of the Adventurers Guild. As you guys kind of track in, you do see an adventuring group kind of off to one side, a bit of a mix. Sitting in one of the foyer areas, looks to be crouching over a coffee table where they seem to have papers strewn about. They kind of glance you guys a little bit as you walk in. Just kind of their eyes kind of checking in on each of the magic items that you hold, sizing you up, you guessed, and then going back to their conversation. As you guys look in, the familiar, super pencil thin, young, even though he's really kind of old.
Like 50 years old.
Man, actually, he's not. Remember, he's young. He just looks old.
I thought
He looks weathered.
I thought he like looked old. He looked young but malnourished, but he was actually old.
Yeah, I'd have to double check my notes.
I don't
But
know, I
anyway,
felt really embarrassed.
yes, the horribly emaciated individual. No, yeah, he's young, but he looks old.
I know
because
he's
he's-
balding.
Yes, because he left town, went to go and live in Arvinen for a couple years, and then got a promotion, but they shipped him here.
Oh yeah, that was the embarrassment. I thought he was really old. I was like, oh,
No. He looks old. He looks like an older dude. But no, guys just had some health problems, I guess. And he kind of comes in, takes a look, and goes, welcome back. Do you guys sleep well? Find a good tavern in town?
yeah, we're over at the Dusty Moon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been there. It's a pretty nice place. The innkeeper, Elvis, I think her name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew her. People come and see her from time to time. A lot of people don't understand or know that she's a retired philosopher. Lore master, yeah. So she's kind of an expert on local history. But anyway, and kind of slaps the hand down. How's things going? You guys getting ready to go check out the whole cattle thing?
Yeah, we checked it out this morning.
Oh, okay. So what are we talking here? Like a troll or, Bodak or what we talking?
A rock.
Are you just saying like the names of creatures you know?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I would have thought that I can't remember what is found where. I just know that those are some dangerous things.
Okay, I was like, isn't like a Bodak like an undead thingy?
Yeah.
But no, probably not the troll. The troll's more likely. I don't think it'd be the Bodak.
Well, troll isn't.
Well,
fast.
anyways, and he kind of goes and is pulling out a tome and kind of flipping through. So, what was it that did it?
First of all, we don't know what the reward is and what are the specific qualifications of the quest. We just kind of signed up for it to investigate it for you. If you could read that out to us real quick.
Oh, yeah. Fine, fair enough. You're right. The job itself was only about investigating. I suppose some of the local farmers just assumed you guys would kind of nip that in the bud, but that's not technically part of the contract. which I guess makes sense. The contract was only for 120 gold, but if you guys ended up handling the beast, then um, you know, then obviously the guild would work on your behalf to, increase that.
Right, well, that's why we wanted to come to get the communication going because we investigated it. Caleb, I assume Gander handed you over the doodad, the big fucking
Yep.
thing.
And I hand over the feather.
Do you know what a rock is?
Um,
Do you know what a big ass bird is?
you mean like a giant owl?
Yes, but bigger. Just way bigger.
Well, I mean, it would have to be pretty big to, kill a cow or something, I would imagine.
Right. So our investigation shows that it was from a massive avian creature. From the best of our knowledge, it could be a giant owl, but based off the damage, it's more than likely a rock.
By the way, very excited.
It's an interesting conversation, Kale.
She's very excited.
Very excited.
Ignore that.
Massive avian raptor. Caleb and everyone thinks it's a rock. Predator of the sky. So no, we
Right.
did not kill it. It was a bit out of our area of expertise that we're willing to do for what we are getting paid for.
I see. So, did you have any proof regarding the nature of the creature?
Big ass feather. Part of a feather.
And he kind of sees that and goes, "Oh, well, okay."
Also, the lack of evidence on the ground from a large creature intruding it, so it's more than likely come from the sky. And again, the feather.
Okay, well, I suppose that would make sense. Okay, well, we can go ahead and close out this job. If the creature is what you say it is, then the next step is really for us to contact Lord Aldrich. He's the magistratus for the town here, and see if we can't have someone, a bounty put on this creature. Obviously, that bounty will either come to one of the adventuring groups here in town who is suitable to perform that work, or will, depending on Lord Aldrich's personal understanding of the situation, he may call the Rune Knights to take care of it.
Well, we gave you the information we had to best update the situation. I'm willing to take a crack at it, but not at the current cost that was being provided. There's the amount of preparation that's in order. You get to buy some type of bait, a way of keeping it from flying around. It's a lot of prep work that you have to sink a lot of money into.
Oh, understood. Well, I would say, you could check back here in a couple of days and see if Lord Eldrick has decided to put out a bounty for the creature. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and close this out and notify the farmers and the tillage what it is they're dealing with, and some information on how to move forward with that. And he kind of goes through and then starts filling up kind of a medium weight coin purse and kind of hands it over. Okay, 120 gold pieces. We'll mark that down, and I'll have that reported to the main guild office in the capital. If that concludes your business, then great. Otherwise, were you interested in maybe some of the other jobs that we have around here?
Any pressing matters that are located on this island, so we don't have to travel somewhere else?
Pressing, I don't know pressing. A local alchemist named Diasozum is looking for an individual or group to travel up into the mountains and collect some rare materials for some research he's got going on. Um, there's also the local Arcana Lyceum actually has a job for some adventurers to locate a wizard's abode that lies somewhere in the mountains as well, thinking that that information who of the wizard who was an archmagus, um, they would like to have those materials collected and brought to the Lyceum if they exist. Um, there is also a note here. No, that wouldn't really interest you very much. There's also a standing order to travel to the northwestern side, far on the island, along the sea, to clear out some caves. It looks like they, as far as they understand, it looks like it's most likely goblins, or gnolls or trolls or something like there. But mostly that's just a standing order, as those caves do occasionally fill with monsters and need to be cleaned out from time to time.
Thoughts, anyone? No, normally I would be like telling you all what's available, but now you're here, so I don't have to do that.
How far east are these caves?
West?
They're in the northwest.
Southwest.
Yeah, not on the mountains themselves, but as on the edge of the ocean. So you could travel over land or by boat if that is your preference. As the crow flies, it looks like it's about 10 miles. So that should take you about a day and a half if you're traveling over the island.
Well,
Clear
I
out
mean,
caves, collect material. Or
Yes, and that would
wizard
be
hut.
yes, and the alchemist Diasozum is the one who wanted the materials.
to collect the materials. How far off is that from us?
That's all throughout the mountains. He didn't have a list exactly of the materials, but from what I understand, if you go and see him, it's actually a collection of things, and he just pays you based on what you bring back.
It sounds like something we can do pretty easily.
Yeah.
Well,
Fight some stuff in the woods. That could be fun.
yeah, Diasozum's kind of, well, let's just say if you go and talk to him, you wouldn't be the first adventuring party to reject work that he's done. From what I understand, he has a tendency to kind of oversimplify how easy certain materials will be to get.
And the other one's the investigate a potential wizard ruin to gather shit
yes.
from it. I have
And that one's
no
being done by the Lyceum.
Got no interest in wizard stuff, but Caleb, you're a nerd.
Yes.
This guy reads.
He reads. Doesn't sneak with shit though.
Oh, I do not sneak at all.
Very loud for someone without any armor.
Hey, just wait till I have armor. Then it'll get worse.
He just won't be able to move. I'm up
Caleb's a
for any of
special
them.
boy.
I can go clear out some caves. I can go. I don't know what I could really do as far as gathering material, but I could definitely help out in some way. And investigating Wizard Tower. If it wasn't for the Lyceum, I'd be all for it. But I really don't like dealing with them.
Me neither.
Bunch of cunts.
I really do not like them.
Can we
Is
probably
the
should
job
say it. What's
directly for them, or is it?
What's it pay?
The one for the Lyceum.
Yeah.
Well,
Some of
that's
those
largely based on the
negotiating shit.
value. Yeah, it kind of depends on what you're able to bring back. From what I understand, is they're offering 500 gold for successfully locating the ruin, and then they are offering looks like 25% of the value of any items recovered.
Mm. All right. We got huddle over on the side so we could talk about what we want to do.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in a second.
Let's step away.
In the cornerish area, like, what if I like fuck over the Lyceum and just kind of find it and
That's what I was thinking.
take a bunch of shit from it this time, and not try to sell it immediately.
I mean,
Technically, they don't own the mining rights to it yet because they haven't discovered it. It's probably dangerous to get there, though.
yeah.
I've been trying out this thing where I can swing my axe 3 times in 6 seconds. Oh, I don't have my axe with me. I'm sad now. Sword.
I mean, so do we go to the alchemist, to see what kind of items he wants, and then go try to find this wizard place?
Kind of do both of them at the same time. Recover what we can.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Vorid?
Yeah.
Can I get a Pinot Grigio?
I don't know if they have an open bar here.
I think that means he's on board.
No, it's alcohol. Yes.
Okay. Well then, should we just accept the jobs now?
I think those 2 we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay.
Ready, break.
Woo!
Go team. S and
DBASNL. The
go back.
Bastion.
Go back up to the counter. Alright, we've discussed our opportunities. We're interested in the ingredient collecting one and investigating the area where the lost wizard area might be. I figured we could probably tackle 2 at once if they're relatively close, or whichever one's kind of more convenient at the time.
Oh, well, I mean, that makes sense. All right. And he kind of goes and starts pulling some pages out of the book, starts writing in some stuff, stamps. Okay, well, here is the note here for Diasozum. He has a tower just northwest or northeast of the arbor. You should be able to see it just past the marketplace. Don't worry, it's bigger on the inside. As for the Lyceum, if you head back down the road towards the arbor and then keep going east, once you start hitting some of the nicer buildings, you'll head south into the gardens. And the Lyceum has a very traditional architecture campus there. Should be pretty obvious to see. It will be next to the Temple of Uraka.
Temple of Uraka. Alright. I head back to the group. I say, alright, I got the directions. There's the tower through the city for the Diasozum guy for the herbs, and then we gotta go near the Temple of Uraka to get to the Lyceum people. It's a lot of back and forth. But we can handle it.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go get Gander and let's go.
Okay. On that note, someone should roll an investigation check for Gander.
I'll do it.
Oh Lord, not me.
Alone.
I don't have lucky on Gander's characters.
Eric, can you look up his stat for investigation while someone else
Investigation is +7.
This bastard, smart ass bastard.
He is smart boy.
$17 plus 7.
24.
24. Okay. So, let's see here. Yep. So you managed to meet up with Gander in the arbor as he is kind of making his rounds. He does tell you that he was able to find one place, an alchemist in town, that can make the gunpowder, but it would run you guys about 280 gold a keg.
All right, keep that in mind as an option, depending on how much they want to offer for the other one.
So try to save up for it, or when you say keep it as an option, what do you mean?
Well,
I
depending
think-
on how much they're willing to offer to take care of the rock, we could possibly sink some money into it. I've got enough to cover some of it,
Yeah.
or a couple of kegs, and then we could try and reimburse it that way somehow.
Reimburse?
If I put a bunch of money forward for all the kegs, it would kind of sink that money back from the deposit and then distribute it after that. And say the total quest pay is 1,000 gold. If I put 500 gold worth of gunpowder in it for my personal fund, I would be reimbursed the 500 gold from the 1,000, and then we redistribute the 500 remaining among the rest of us.
Reimbursed. You didn't explain what reimburse means. You used it again.
Reimbursing is when you pay temporarily to something and you get that money back. That's being
a loan.
reimbursed. A loan, only without interest. I
We
wouldn't
can
charge
also
all
see
interest.
if they would be willing to purchase materials for us for the specific job.
That's true.
That sounds easier.
Yeah, because they might have a fund or something inside the guild which might actually be able to get gunpowder or something of the like.
Yep. I'm assuming they have access to cannons, so they probably have gunpowder.
Right.
Well, that one's taken care of. Let's go and investigate. Want to go to the tower first with the creepy herbalist dude?
Yeah, because we need to know what list of things he's wanting before we go out, right?
Yeah, let's go there then.
I'm down.
Who's leading this venture? I
And
don't know shit about plants.
Caleb, I mean, I can ask questions about plants, but I don't know if...
I can assist you in that.
What if the ingredients like parts of animals?
Could be, but that's a
Basilisk
different
tongue.
Well, I
that's a
guess we
different
won't-
specialization. Because
I can
I
murder.
can't skin one of those.
I can murder them.
So... Okay, so let's just get there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are
Going
Uh,
to the tower. We're going
on
on a
to
trip.
Diosozum's tower. Okay. So,
Eric, how do you spell Diasozen?
Let me spell it, and we'll see who got it right.
None of us.
No, some of these have Z's. I think there's an X in there. What do you want to bet there's an X? Do.
No. Well, we were. Some of us were close.
Arthur was
But
pretty
no.
close. I think Arthur was closest. If you didn't put that Z, I think it would have been
I was
And the
close.
A. Well, I replaced the A with yeah.
A and the Z. So yeah, you had an extra A though forward. So I was nowhere near any of it. So
What about Lord Aldic? How do you spell that?
It's Aldrich.
Yeah, like I said, Aldic.
Wow.
all work, no play.
Makes Jack a hard dick.
Did I get that one? I did get that one. That was pretty easy. I'm not gonna get credit for that one.
Yeah, that
There's
wasn't
not enough,
complicated.
not enough letters to make it difficult.
All right.
It's kind of funny. Diososum kind of sounds like almost like medicine, like a pill.
And we're getting ingredients.
Is it a suppository?
It's some Benadryl.
Yeah.
Hopped up
It's a cousin to diazepam.
Yes.
Instead of diazepam, it's diazosin.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you guys head out, and sure enough, once you guys kind of make your way into the arbor and kind of get the tree behind you guys, you can look and you can see kind of pointing out, topping some of the local buildings, a tower. This one's like a square tower, like old school Norman design. Just got like a couple kind of arched windows in there. It's got some crenellations along the top. You would probably mistake it for like a guard's tower. But as you guys approach, the tower is kind of sits on a slightly raised mound of earth, like a hill, and it's surrounded by a field stone wall, probably about waist high. The front gate is kind of off its hinges and off to the side in a hedgerow, and it's been kind of grown over. And the little knoll has like some flowers and stuff. The place is nice, relatively unkept, but does not appear to be in disrepair. As you guys approach, there is a large, like oak double door with like thick iron knockers, and kind of a sort of awning of slate that kind of heads that overhangs the door, clearly looking as though it was built much later after the tower.
Those are some big knockers.
Iron knockers too.
Right.
Look, they're hard.
And thick.
And hard.
How big are they? 2 handfuls.
Couldn't resist yourself.
I'll point out that
What?
the chat's made a joke about it too. So
I was actually going to be the first one to do it until I saw Tater do it. But
boobies.
They're knockers. Oh, wow.
Well, Arthur, lead the way.
Okay. Arthur will walk up and take one of the big knockers in his hand and use it.
Yep.
Just pound away. Yep.
Don't pound away on the knockers.
What?
Anyway, a minute or two passes before the doors kind of both open up into the room. The place appears relatively well lit. As you look, this kind of middle-aged guy, like kind of tan skin, looks a little weathered. Still has a full head of hair of kind of like dirty blonde. and kind of scraggly beard. Looks as though he's just kind of shaves it a little bit from time to time and then just kind of lets it go wild, similar to the grounds surrounding his tower. Kind of looks at him. Adventurers, you're here for my expertise, aren't you?
A list? You have a list of items that you asked the guild to find for you. We're here to help you with that.
Ah, yes, of course. I did have a list. Please come in.
Well, okay, if we go in.
Entree-vous.
Okay. Let's see. All right. As you guys come in, the room is about 20 feet by 20 feet. You do see kind of a staircase that heads off into a second floor. This floor itself is like these high 12-foot ceilings with these wooden rafters and kind of pointed archways that start at the corners and kind of curl in towards the center to kind of give support to the floors above. This area downstairs is staged mostly with like a large square rug in the center of the room and shelves and cabinets all along the exterior with a variety of ingredients, potions, and other substances just kind of littering the visible space. Obviously, this is where he conducts his business. As he kind of continues to walk past to a writing desk, he then pulls out some papers. Are any of you skilled in the arts of alchemy?
Looks to Gander. I think that's the best bet that we have.
Gander, maybe Caleb.
Is that the same as geometry?
Don't you?
No, it is not.
Oh,
No.
no.
Trigonometry.
Still no.
So no.
No, we are not.
Right.
No.
I
Well-
feel like we can sometimes identify proper plants.
Okay. Well, in that case, some of the items here might not make any sense to you. And you might not exactly have the best understanding of how to retrieve them. But nonetheless, if you are able to cross any of them off, I will be greatly appreciative. So, there's really only 6 items on my list at the moment that I need to collect. All of these are for different projects. Some of them I possibly could collect myself, but I'm far too busy with the Lyceum in order to bother fetching any of this myself. And obviously, this isn't the sort of thing that this little backwater town will have in any kind of real inventory. So, one of the things I require is a unicorn's horn, and I am willing to pay 250 gold upon the return of such an item. I also require a pint of troll's blood. That one, reasonably useful, but it is kind of necessary for something I have coming, so I'm willing to pay 200 gold pieces. I do also require a staff of yew heartwood, preferably one that is freshly received. I would prefer it not be touched by a woodcarver's hands, except as necessary to remove the heartwood. That one is not as important, but I am willing to pay 150 gold pieces for it if you are able to acquire one. One of the easier things, I require a gnoll's heart. As adventurers, I'm sure those are in great supply. And considering that, I am only offering 50 gold pieces for that particular item. I also require a raw, uncut amethyst, preferably uh, natural, freshly hewn from the rock. Um, that one I am willing to pay 500 gold pieces for one of sufficient quality. And last but certainly not least, I require the rib bone of a demon. Preferably something much larger than an imp, uh, pit fiend or balor if possible, but I mean, let's be honest. So something like an Aranyes, Succubus, Glabrezu, something like that will certainly suffice. And for that, I am willing to pay 500 gold pieces. Now, obviously, there are kickers to these, so if you do bring something of substantially higher quality, such as the aforementioned Pit Fiend or Balor Rib Bone, I'm certainly willing to pay double my posted amounts for exceptional specimens.
Yeah. There's some interesting items on that list.
I just imagine Gander like curling up in the corner when he hears these.
Especially when he gets the rib bone.
It started at unicorn. It's like, ah!
Yeah.
It has a horn. It's a horse.
All right.
Yes. Though I suppose the unicorn horn will be relatively hard for your group to obtain. Still, the rest of them should be much easier.
Those are supposed to be easy things to get?
I mean, the
Well,
Nullhide,
yes.
one is just a stick.
Yes.
Is
But
there a place around here where we can go find a demon?
Just go down to the local demon shop.
well, I suppose there are places one might find one. You could end up doing a summoning. I would do such work, but that's not really my specialty. And also, it works best if the demon is slain. And I personally don't want to go mono eta mono with a demon at this time.
Like the disease, mono?
Don't
Fight one-on-one with a demon.
Don't want mono from a demon either.
Well, why didn't he just say one-on-one?
That's what mono means.
Mono eta mono means one-on-one?
I'm
Yes.
gonna avoid the succubus because the mono.
Right. Well, that is my job. And feel free to fulfill any of the things that you are capable of. If you don't bring anything back, fine. I'm sure someone else will.
Neat.
Or procure it in some other manner. I'm not saying that you specifically have to track down and fight a demon, but if you are able to find a rib bone by some other means, then I will be appreciative.
All right. We will see what we can do.
You sure you
Indeed.
don't want any Nern root?
I require no nun root. I have plenty.
Damn. Those are easy to find. They glow and they make noise when you get close to them.
Indeed. That being said, I am always on the lookout for interesting items, so if you do find anything that you believe I might find interesting, feel free to bringing it back. The rarer, the better.
Hey,
Alright, cool. Let's leave.
hey, wait, your name was?
My name is Diasosan.
Dio.
Sure.
Dio.
Holy
This is not
shit.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
It's approaching you. It's a vampire. You were expecting an easy pharmacy quest, but it was me, Dio.
All along. Okay, well, thank you, Dio. We will be back with hopefully some of these items.
Well,
Um,
of course. And if you require my skills in alchemy, feel free to let me know.
we'll do. So Arthur's turning around, like trying to recant like all of the items. So we like need the unicorn's horn, um, the blood from a troll, heartwood, a gnoll's heart, some uncut jobs, and then the rib bone of a demon.
Larger than a imp.
Imp.
Larger than an imp. Okay. Well, the easiest, I mean, he said the gnoll's heart was probably the easiest one. You think we'll find some gnolls in the mountains?
Well, one of them, yeah, probably.
Well, all right. I guess that makes that easy.
Bye, Dio Sozen.
Bye, Dio.
That's all for now.
Fine.
Go outside.
Okay.
So
So you
seems fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I haven't even seen a unicorn before.
Neither have I. I've seen a unicorn's horn, but not a unicorn.
Have y'all seen a demon before?
No,
Not in a very long time.
not like recently. I've plenty of stories of them, so I know they're there.
Well, like, I've seen them be summoned,
I'm gonna find a tree. Like, what's a heartwood?
but
Yeah.
like I've never seen one personally.
It's not a heartwood. It's the yew tree. It's the heartwood from a yew
Heartwood.
tree.
So, I don't know much about trees.
Yeah, I just whenever I tell you to cut the tree down with your axe, just be ready for it.
All right. I don't have my axe right now, so don't do it.
Oh yeah, wait.
now.
When do we need to? When are you getting your axe back?
Technically, it's probably done now, but like we gotta go back for it, and I'm not dependent on it. It's just like a bonus.
Well, where is it at?
It's back in the last island we left at,
error yellow.
Athoria Island. I had to pull up my
Capital.
notes to try and do that, so no.
It's like days away.
It's like 5 days back to do it, so then be 5 days back here. So I'll get along without it.
Okay. Never seen you without your axe. It's kind of weird.
Not like I sold it. Someone's making it slightly better.
Still, it's kind of weird. All right. Yeah. So we're going into the mountains.
We're going on a trip. We should probably go to the Lyceum to solve some more of our shit.
Is that what this wizard's house is? Oh, it's at the Lyceum.
No,
We're just going to go get information before we go.
he's working for the Lyceum probably.
Yeah.
We need information about. So we got to go to. Put my note. It's near the temple of Uraka to get the information about. The magic temple potentially, the wizard's abandoned tomb. Yeah, we need some information to have an idea of where to even start looking. Temple of Uraka is in the city, so.
Okay. So are we going there next?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Glad we had
Okay.
you lead the way with your massive knowledge of plants for the retrieving quest of one plant.
I just needed. All I did was ask the question, and it wasn't really that hard to. Oh, you're saying that you really didn't need me to lead the way.
Well, we were preparing for it. It was like, oh, he's an herbalist. He needs these things. Like, nope. Monster killing.
He's an alchemist.
alchemist.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
They are not,
Not
the
the
same
same.
thing.
Shut up, God and Arthur.
I am God.
It's simply God talking to Arthur at that point. It was like, they are not.
Possesses
the
your
same.
body.
Yes. Caleb's got a book. Arthur's got the spirit of nature. Okay.
Volward has a drug
So-
problem.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. It's pretty bad.
Don't worry, we'll both have a drug problem eventually.
Well, Zal's a bit of a homicidal murderer, so.
Got demons inside me. I gotta kill him to get the rib bones.
Okay.
All right.
So, you guys head more south from where you guys are presently until you reach into the Gardens District and find the Temple of Araka. Almost kind of candy-cornered off to the side, but still within view is this kind of beautiful walled cloister. Inset is these two kind of vaguely Romanesque buildings with like this post and lintel design with thick columns, but where a traditional Greek building would be largely open, most of the columns here actually have walls connecting them. Very similar to the place you guys had visited back on House Select. Similar design. And the banners of the Lyceum and the Athenaeum lie on the walls in between the columns. As you guys come up to the front gate, you kind of glance out and see a beautifully manicured kind of a garden area outside, but no immediate vision of individuals.
So should we yell? Is there the door?
Yes. Is there like an obvious door into this location?
Yeah, well, there's a gate in front of you.
I'll go check the gate to see if it opens.
Okay. The gate does not open. And you kind of start looking. You don't even see a latch or a locking mechanism.
Caleb, is this wizard shit?
Yes. As soon as they see we're here, it will either open or somebody will come out here and see us.
I aggressively shake the gate.
Could just say hello.
You guys kind of hear as the building closest to you off to the side of the walkway, the doors open up, and this figure in bright, like powder blue robes with like gray silver trim kind of goes and kind of exits and then steps down from the staircase and then makes his way down the pathway towards you guys, walking at a brisk pace with his hands behind his back. As he approaches, he stops like almost exactly 5 feet from the gate. He stands just a little over 6 foot tall and is kind of looking down a little bit at you guys from the other side. And he goes, "Yes."
Caleb, this is
We're here about the job you posted to the guild.
Kind of looks at you guys. You are members of the Adventurers Guild?
Yes, we are.
Very well. Follow me. And he turns to walk backwards, waving his hand dismissively. You see the piece of metal in the gate, kind of a seam appear, and the gate just kind of opens.
I follow.
You know, it's a neat trick, but like a lock would do the same thing.
Arthur will follow.
Okay. He takes you guys down this little gravel path, walking past the building he had exited to a slightly smaller building a little further back, but set and built in the same design. He kind of steps up the stairs, bounding really quickly, and then opens the door and ushers you guys inside. Here, this place is like a large entry hall that kind of separates and goes off into other rooms and to a second floor. The individual makes his way off to one side, only just occasionally glancing behind himself to make sure you're still following. Before he arrives at this ornate wooden double door and opens one out and then gestures for you guys to enter.
I will enter.
Follow.
Same.
Okay. This room is largely dark around the outside, but there are a series of kind of silver mirrored devices all throughout the ceiling, which are redirecting beams of light from a window up above in the room, which brightly illuminates the table that dominates the center of this area. Bookshelves and display cases abound to the other exterior. He kind of gestures over to the table and then begins kind of walking the periphery of the room, stopping on occasion for bookshelves and starts pulling down pieces of scroll, bookshelves, moving to another one, pulling down a book, moving to another one, grabbing a couple scrolls. And then finally comes and sets all the materials down on the table. Before reaching over, placing his palms upon the table, looking at each of you. So, I am Master Piran, and I am the one whom you are going to be dealing with in this particular venture. Once you leave here, you will likely not be permitted to return until your job is done. As you are quite aware, the Lyceum Arcana is the sovereign property of the Athenium, and the work we perform here is not for outsiders. Still, there are materials here which you will need to be aware of before you proceed. Many centuries ago, largely around the time of the founding of Akenfer, there was an archmagus that lived in the hills northwest of here, beneath the shadow of Mount Arian. He was an exceptionally skilled necromancer at the time, and built a bit of a fortified citadel into the hills and mountainside, and began to practice a variety of magics with the ultimate goal of lichdom. From what we understand, he was unsuccessful, and the place in which he has resided has remained untrodden since then. We are not entirely certain precisely where exactly the citadel is located, or what of his works might still remain there. That is where you come in. Your job is to locate the citadel and either return with the location to us so that we can begin safely extracting the information, or should you choose, to delve the ruin yourselves, clear out any nastiness, and open the way for us to begin retrieving artifacts. Anything you might find of particular value and bring back here to the Lyceum, we will, of course, pay you for. That rate is 25% of the value of the items recovered, along with 500 gold for simply finding and documenting the location of the ruin. I will also note that even if you choose not to bring back any items, if we do find some interesting low artifacts that we find useful, and your work in dealing with the inhabitants of that area quickly helps in facilitating the recovery, the safe recovery, I should say, of those artifacts. Some additional stipend will be awarded, though it will be less than the 25% stipulated. Is this understood?
Seems well documented.
Yeah. And you said this wizard was a necromancer?
That is what our local histories tell us. From what I understand, he was amassed a small following of individuals who shared his desire to achieve lichdom, and from what our understandings say, his group was infiltrated by a small group of adventurers around the same time. They were able to thwart the ritual and ensure that the Magus did not succeed.
So he tried the ritual and it got interrupted and it fucked him over.
Yes.
What happens on the rituals when they don't work?
Well,
He's
that
gonna
largely
die.
depends. In one way, that is certainly possible, if the ritual is an utter failure. If, however, the individual was able to possess some form of necromantic energies before the final conversion, it's possible that they become a form of lesser undead.
We worry about a skeleton.
Well, demi-liches are possible, as well as pieces of animate body parts, or perhaps even ghouls, wraiths, shadows. Who knows for certain?
Wait, we don't have things that can hurt ghost things, undead things.
We can hurt undead stuff. The ghosts are the hard ones.
Well, isn't that what he's talking about? I don't know a lot about.
A ghoul is a physical body, so like I can still hit it. A ghost isn't.
But if we're gonna run into ghouls, do we run into ghosts and things too? I just remember we weren't really good at handling ghosts in the last place, and a lot of the undead things in the last place. And I don't know if we are going to be good at doing that now.
Well, it seems then, without some additional preparation, your group is ill-suited to this task. So,
At least we can
Ill-suited to
we
clear.
Can find it though.
Ill-suited to clear, but we will definitely try and find it.
very well. And he kind of looks over. You are certainly an interesting group. I imagine some of you are skilled in the arts of natural movement.
What?
Natural movement?
I
Like
have
dancing?
Legs? I got legs.
I assume you
Moving through
are
nature.
well versed in trekking through nature.
I've been around nature a lot, but yes, we can make it. We can make it there.
Say natural movement. That's a weird way of saying it.
I thought he was talking about dancing for a second.
Or like traveling among the trees, but like in a
What
weird way.
about this situation brings up dancing at all?
Natural movement, like body waves moving around, like that's what I thought he meant by natural movement.
He said it weird.
Thank you. I know I'm not like the smartest person, but it sounded like he was talking about something else.
Sounds like someone trying to describe how to travel through the woods who's never traveled through the woods. Oh, he's right there. I kind of feel bad. Well, we did not spell his name right.
To be fair, you guys rarely spell names right.
Yeah, we're like
We've done it once.
2%. 2% of the time we get it right. Master P. I like that idea though. That says Mater P, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't say master. He said Mater P. It's like it's Caterpie's cousin.
Yeah.
Except he's red and is a vegetable instead of a bug.
All right.
I guess we accept this quest to at least find the temple
Yeah.
tower. Do we have an idea of where it might be? Just like a general vicinity?
Well, it is some manner of keep or fortified hall. If, as far as we understand, it was built partially into the mountains. So, most likely it is still there, though the entrance will likely be harder to locate.
All right. That's all the information I think we need. Let's go devise our plans and head out.
Yeah, let's go back and regroup.
Well, he gestures to the reading materials on the table. You are free to peruse these before you leave if you wish. However, for obvious reasons, you are not permitted to remove them from the library.
Am I able to copy them?
I'm going to try to find important notes. and
Copying
copy them.
is acceptable.
Go ahead, Caleb.
All right. Do you have an empty book handy that I can purchase from you?
He kind of looks over, kind of walks away, opens up a small cabinet, pulls out this kind of red leather-bound book that's got like kind of a bookmark in it, and he kind of hands it over. This should be sufficient.
All right. Then I will start copying the relevant information that we would need. Using the spell, I don't know how to spell it. Say it.
Is that Amneris?
Emanacius?
Osmosis Jones.
Amneris?
There's not an R.
I know, but I'm like,
Eminences?
Ozymandias.
I'm sure we could Google this and find out how that's pronounced. But
It's more fun. Prestidigitification.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to let that copy. I'm going to continue copying it until we have the decent relevant information to do this without fucking it up.
In the beginning, the third age of the man's pariah. I don't know.
Do you even have that spell?
It's a cantrip.
I'm about to roll for it.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't recall you picking up that spell.
fancy reading hat. The god-awful yellow one.
13. I pass.
Like
Done.
Curious George's owner.
So what I do is I essentially put the two books next to each other, and I take my hat off and I spin it on top of both of them, and then it starts copying back and forth between the books underneath the hat. And that's how I'm going to copy this books.
That's weird. Neat.
Yep.
Like a spinning top. That's a big old hat, though.
Oh yeah.
Magic. Amanuensis. Amanuensis.
It's apparently with Google, amanuensis.
Ooh.
What?
Amanuensis.
Amanuensis.
Yeah, amanuensis. Amanuensis.
Yes.
A literary or artistic assistant, in particular one who takes dictation or copies manuscripts.
Hey yo.
Well, that explains the name of the spell.
Yeah. Amanuensis. Try saying that 10 times.
You thought
fast.
prestidigitation was hard.
Yeah.
It's as hard as those knockers earlier. How long is it going to take you to copy your relevant information, Caleb?
I don't know, DM. How much relevant information is there?
It's a bit. You copy 250 words per minute because you're basically having to skim the book for relevant information and then copy.
Yep.
But we can discuss this after the break.
Break time.
Braca.
Baku.
Walking hand in hand on the ocean floor, down deep we wander. Louder we sing, no there is no cure in this together. I don't wanna tell you that it's not real. Nothing is a fairy tale. Everything about you is so unreal. It won't be pretty when it ends. Now how could
Yeah. But if it still ends up being a problem for you, then just combine prayer to Sky Daddy and Juicy Jesus. I'm sure one of them will answer your prayer.
Excellent work.
So, okie dokie then. Assuming Volred is still alive. Okay, so you guys spend some amount of time at the Arcanum Lycia, or Lyceum Arcana, and Calum, basically you're just inching through a collection of memoirs, largely just retelling the same story over and over that Pyron had just told you, particularly about a necromancer named Rendurin, who lived a little over 1,000 years ago, near the age of apostasy following the Gods' War. And he was the leader of one of those demon doomsday cults that popped up following the death of the gods. Same thing, attempted to become a lich with the ultimate goal of staying on the planet long enough to figure out how it is he could become a god. Just regular megalomania type stuff. But alas, it was not in the cards, as a group of his cultists were revealed to be adventurers from a holy order that infiltrated and prevented the ritual from taking place. Thus, basically allowing him to die, but preventing his resurrection as a lich. And then, as far as they know, they rooted out all the cultist members, and then the members of the Holy Order kind of sealed the citadel. Basically, at that time, most people were just so happy to have Rendurin gone. They just didn't really, kind of lost track over time. The only thing that you're really able to tell from those notes is that he built his place at a part of a sacred wood on a south-facing slope.
Okay, so that gives us a starting point of where to go.
Yeah, nearby some old druid groves. But they were druid groves that were abandoned even before that time, so most likely not much, if anything, it would be left of them, 1,000 years later.
This is all petrified wood now.
All right, then after that, after I get that copied in my book, I'll say thank you very much. It's been a great help. We will see what we can find, and we will report back once we find out more information.
Very well. Hopefully you'll be able to return with information of the tomb, the citadel, and we'll be able to recover the knowledge with it.
Question: how many others before us have accepted this job?
accepted the job? Well, none officially.
Okay.
The job itself is
Open.
relatively new. It's
Okay.
more in the sense that the legend regarding the necromancer is one that's been around for quite some time. On occasion, adventurers such as yourself have traveled into the mountains looking for the citadel. None have ever successfully found it. So, in all honesty, this entire thing might well be myth.
Well, I hope we're able to prove otherwise. But thank you for the information. And I think we'll be heading out.
Excellent. Allow me to show you out. And as you're done, he kind of collects the research materials, places them back in their individual places, walks you guys out of this little meeting chamber, back out into the Athenaeum or the Lyceum grounds, and has you guys exit, closing the gate behind you.
Okay, Eric, we're gonna try to restart Volred real quick so we can actually hear what we're saying. So we'll be back. We'll transition to be back in just a minute.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Try to solve it now. 1 second.
Jennifer Lopez.
Close enough.
Out of context. This is really weird.
Yeah, out of context. Yes.
In context, it's weird.
Yeah,
It happen. Yes, it happens the way all things happen. We start talking, and then Jace says, "You know what? Forget it. We're going live."
I'd say that, but
To try and
You'll come up with like a weird thing to say, but you'll forget the stupid number of the episode. So
You're right. You're right.
I think he's only remembered like
we left the
twice.
building, Eric. We left the building.
I'm a trash dungeon master. I know.
We're
I don't
trash
even
players. It's a trash game.
We are
We're
garbage.
good.
We are garbage
Not as
people.
trash as I am. Did you just call my game trash?
Garbage.
Rude.
Let's go.
Let's play this garbage game.
We have to make some more rolls. It's a 22 day.
That's right.
We haven't had enough rolls.
Yeah, it's the 20 Tuesday.
I'm gonna fight something. Let's get in the forest so we can look for things. Looks as rolls so we can roll for the looking.
Yeah,
Back
and then you
rolls.
guys can get attacked by a rock.
No.
Shambling mounds.
Yep.
Got some of this
Okay.
nice poison.
Poison. All right, so you guys step out into the street in the Gardens District, across from the Temple of Uraka, and the day is yours.
Ooh, that's successful.
Simon?
Yeah. Can we go back to the inn to pick up Periwinkle though?
Yeah, sure.
And Gander.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's important too.
Not so much.
But by God, we gotta make sure we get Periwinkle. Yeah, let's head back. Caleb, that the wizard thing we got your book from isn't the same tower, right? That was a different island.
That is correct.
So I'm not just assuming that you're being possessed by a lich now.
No. Although that would be interesting. But
Well-
no, that is not the case.
Interesting is not the word I would use. I would use horrifying, and then we'd have to kill you.
Well, if I was a lich, you would have good luck trying.
I've seen the spells you can cast. You're not a very strong lich.
Exactly.
A lower tier lich. What's a lower tier lich?
I don't think there is one.
Demi-Lich.
Shout out.
Actually, Eric, the demi-lich is a higher CR than a lich. Let's put that out there.
Uh-oh.
I don't know that that's true.
DM battles. Can we say that? Jason with Jace.
It might be, because a demi-lich, though, is what happens whenever a lich doesn't maintain his necromantic energy and then deteriorates.
No, it deteriorates into a skull full of gems and has all the abilities of the lich without they have to worry about regenerating.
Yeah,
So-
lich is 21, demi-lich is 18.
Arguably the same. They do the exact same thing. Only one's a tiny creature, harder to hit.
That's a lich becomes a demi-lich, and then they got the little shadow crawler creepy hand thing. It's basically like Bongo Bongo from Ocarina of Time.
All right.
So you're not being possessed by a lich, as far as we know.
That is correct. It's a different wizard, different island, another tower.
What is it with mages and towers?
Compensation.
Ah, yep, that
If
sounds
I-
about right.
Small
If I build a
PP
wizard
energy.
tower, it's going underground.
Inverted.
Yeah.
Looks like
We lost Volred.
we didn't lose him. He just shifted over
Oh.
to the side.
Mhm.
Yeah, his camera went crazy.
I have to have my windows
guy
in certain
sneaks.
areas. He shifted with the zoom.
Volred, don't try and backstab Arthur. He's your party buddy.
For now.
What?
Your camera moved, and it looked like you were shifting behind me.
I'm just sneaky.
That's what sneaks.
Yeah, if I
Yep.
did that, you just kind of shift by.
Oh no, are y'all talking? I can't hear you.
Oh man,
Oh,
this is the worst Volred. He could be yelling cock right now. We wouldn't know.
Oh, I heard that.
Caleb,
Yeah, that's
Caleb,
He came back for the cock.
yes.
stop casting silence on Volred.
I don't have that spell.
Wizards can't learn silence.
Well, it's Stop letting your little ghost guy possess Full Red.
Anyways, let's stop by the house
In?
and grab a few things, and then let's go. Let's head out.
Alright. It is getting kind of later in the day. We might have to schedule to leave the beginning of the day, so we're not in the middle of the woods, the middle of the night,
Yeah, we can do that.
and we can enjoy the food the rest of the day. I'm just saying.
I'm okay
Well,
for a little food.
You guys have Caleb's cozy camper.
Is that
Anywhere
where
we go,
Is that
we
what we're
will be
going
safe.
with?
I don't know.
Cozy camper.
It's not going to be that. That's for sure.
It'll be cozy.
Caleb's condo. I like that. We'll go
Yeah, I
Caleb's
like that.
condo.
Yeah,
But
'cause
this
it's got
it's,
no interior walls.
it's an open concept, Eric.
Ah, okay. Odd. I would have thought Caleb would have been more into like Scandinavian minimalism.
Can
Okay.
you get
What?
less minimal than no walls?
It's literally transparent.
Anyway. So, what do you guys want to do with the rest of your day?
Get some food. Talk with Volred. Hey, Volred.
Hi.
Want to have some fun tonight?
Cow tipping.
Wow, they've
Right.
Azal's gotten really bold with
Want
her
to do
requests
some?
recently.
Want to do some cow tipping? All right.
Just leave Cow alone. He's
No,
been through
it's
some.
code. Like we're gonna make sure that we're not in a dangerous situation, in a controlled environment, and just see what happens.
Are you talking about the drugs?
We got drugs.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I figured
was like, yeah,
I haven't
it's
tried
not-
the code words a lot for things. So I figured I'd
But
try.
why
it.
would you pick cow tipping when I just went and talked to cows like earlier today? Like, why would that be your code for doing drugs?
It's like hallucinogenic mushrooms grow on cow patties. So, you know what? We'll change it tomorrow for the drug word. But
Maybe.
Yeah, because that's a traumatic event for cows. Like they, like,
shitting?
cow tipping.
Oh, right. It's more like a cow patty reference than tipping, like you're falling over. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Call it cowing. That just seems weird, though.
I mean, yeah, that does. Can we just avoid calling it anything with cow like related?
We can't say
stuff?
shrooming. That's even more obvious.
I just. um.
That's.
I mean, you can call it like strolling or something. I don't know. Like you're going for a shroom stroll. I don't know.
On a magical ride.
Yeah, like a magic carpet ride.
Voters, what do you think? Like, if we're gonna have a code word, we gotta agree on it.
The code word is drug.
Wanna go drugging?
Yes.
I think that's fairly on the nose, though.
I think people would think that it's a code word for something else.
It's
Too
too
obvious.
Too obvious, yeah. The old reverse
Yeah.
reverse amnesius.
Yes.
Let's go drugging.
Have fun.
We'll have to, since there's Gander has the room and Caleb there's 2 rooms that are secured. Should probably pick one of them. Gander's fairly pushover, so we should probably do it in that room as a controlled environment.
Okay. So you're heading back to the tavern.
Yeah, we were headed. This is a conversation at the tavern.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys return to the cavern. This time of day, it's actually thinned out a little bit following the lunch rush. Not quite to the evening rush. So more food is on the way. Most of the previous individuals that you had seen when you were in here for lunch have gone. The only one you recognize is the monk individual over in the corner. Wow.
That's a trippy ass meme.
But you guys are gonna make your way up the stairs into one of the bedrooms.
You say it that way, it seems like we're doing something else. We're just going to go do some drugs there. Jeez.
I'm just saying,
Awkward.
a man and a woman.
You
are
don't know
sneaking off
anything about
upstairs.
Volred. He might not be a man.
Zal, don't go doing any of that prostituting.
It's prostating.
Arthur says rather loudly in an open area.
Mind your own
with other
prostate.
people. Ellis just kind of looking back and forth at you guys. Okay, well, whatever.
I come back
What?
down the
She's
stairs.
religious.
I come back downstairs like, I need water. Pitcher. I'll go back upstairs.
Yeah, that prostituting takes a lot out of her. She's usually at it for a while too. So
Kale, I'm
have
telling you
fun.
he's wrong. I close the door.
Why am I wrong? She's gonna teach him about it, her religion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of hear Ellis just make a statement. Well, I suppose worst case they could have stopped by the apothecary to get some covers, but oh well.
Covers.
Yeah,
Why would you need
condoms.
covers? Why do you need condoms to teach about religion?
Oh, I imagine they're going to be teaching each other something, all right. You don't know. It happens all the
Arthur?
time.
I've
Breathe.
seen Volred naked. He looks like beef
Breathe.
jerky top to bottom.
I don't think he was naked,
Just naked.
but close to naked.
What'd you say, Caleb?
Imagination.
Then remember to breathe, Arthur.
I don't understand. So like, oh, she's gonna proselytize. She's about to proselytize Volred. Dang. Hey, use protection while you proselytize.
That monk is really weirded out probably right
Yeah.
now.
He's just kind of looking around. He's like grasping his prayer beads and are just kind of flipping through, saying his
Our
Hail
Father,
Marys.
who art in heaven.
Arthur, come here for a second.
Yeah.
You do know what they're actually doing, right?
Yeah, prostituting and proselytizing.
No, they're about to go get high as a kite.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. I thought drugging was like a code word for something else. I didn't think they were just gonna call it drugging.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but no.
That's why it's such an effective code name.
So yes, they're gonna go get high,
Okay.
and we shall see the state of them in the morning.
You think they're gonna be doing that all night?
I don't know. Gander's not gonna stop them.
What room did they went in Gander's room?
There's
Yep.
only 2 rooms.
Oh, okay, cool. So they're not in my room.
Correct.
Fantastic. I left some Asia leaf under the bed, but I didn't. Red finds the Asia leaf everywhere. No matter where I hide it in the room, Red finds it. So, good thing they're not in our room.
He's an Azer Leaf hunter.
He's got a nose for these kind of things.
Bloodhound.
Well, so what are you going to be doing tonight?
More than likely, staying out here and making sure that they don't go anywhere doing something stupid.
Hmm.
Although I'm not going to go in that room, so they go out the window. That's a whole different story.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could probably see if Periwinkle can keep an eye on the other side of the window.
Because I don't want to wake up tomorrow and find out he's all in red or on the other side of the continent.
They gone.
Gone in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can have Periwinkle stand guard outside the window and bark if they try to leave.
What are you planning on doing?
Practicing some more druid stuff, and then you still have to teach me the last 5 letters of the alphabet.
I can definitely do that.
I know it's 5 because I can count, but I can't tell what they are. So
Yeah. I can definitely help finishing up your letters.
Cool.
Another thing. Do you mind if I watch and observe you while you practice your druid magics?
You want to watch me practice? You're not going
Well, I
to
want to. I want to study it, and I want to see how it works because I'm not a divine caster, so our spellcasting is completely different.
Yeah, you do the weave thing, and I do the just pull from natural energy thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. You teach me the last 5 letters, and then I will show you some of the magic. Cool. Periwinkle, Vinny Hook. You see Periwinkle like perk its ears up and start like prancing towards Arthur. And then Arthur will whisper to the dog, and then you'll see the dog like walk off and go stand on the outside of the tavern next to where the window would supposedly be from Volret and Isol's room.
I leave the room. I go downstairs.
Okay.
Hey, Isol, you done drugging?
Nope, haven't even begun to drugging.
Oh. Well,
I don't know which one of you could possibly help out with this, but I have some of the. Oh, I look around. Is it just like the monk dude in here? And
Yeah.
It's dispersed, like, although the amount of yelling, they either are listening intently or are no longer listening.
No, this monk dude is actively trying to avoid talking to you. He's flipping through books and looks like he's staring at maps.
I got these mushrooms of night and whatever, but I have to, like, either cook them or dehydrate them, and I would rather not start a fire in the room because there's only Bunsen burners up there. So if any one of you could kind of dehydrate a plant, that would be great right now for me.
I will shape water and see if I can pull the water from the plant.
Yeah, easy enough. You ruined the first one, just like trying to pull out too fast. You're like, oh, okay, and so like it takes you a little bit of practice, but soon you're able to kind of pull out these little concentrated beads of water, and slowly but surely, quickly, rapidly dehydrate some mushrooms.
Cool.
That's
Caleb,
nifty.
do you need mushroom water?
No.
Wait, you guys can have that. You can have this. Here, maybe it has something in it.
For hydrate?
Well, it's the water from the mushrooms. I don't know if it like pulled any of the flavor or effects, but you can have
Properties.
this water. You might want the water anyway.
Yeah, I'll take that too. Thank you. Neat. Go back upstairs. Let's go jogging. Slam
Have
the door.
fun.
Slam the door.
Hey, Volred, I'm ready.
I got the goods. So I assume Vored and I do a couple of extracurriculars. I'm not doing the constitute poison stuff yet. That's more of a. I got a couple of days potentially to try that one.
Okay.
We're doing the shrooms.
All right. Okay. What about the rest of you guys? I know Art said he was going to be practicing some dope druid shit, and Caleb was going to pull a Volred and watch him intently.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And then we'll probably just have to learn. I'm learning the last 5 letters of the alphabet so I can start working on reading common in a better sense.
Yeah.
Or reading common, like at all.
Yeah.
Is common like English? So there's like conjugations and like weird spellings. Like now we get into the hard shit. Like fuck English too.
Absolutely.
And this is
Yeah.
cursive. Get the fuck out of here.
It's like,
And-
what?
But,
This is
but
a
you'll
whole
have to
other
use
language.
it your entire life.
Once you learn how to write your name.
And then I don't remember what we made Druidic, but I'm making it Latin
Okay.
because I'm not going to learn how to speak Latin at all fully. So I'm just going to use the brief information that I have in Google Translate to try to get me through some of these conversations. So if you see me struggling, it's because I'm typing it out and struggling to say the words.
Étouffé.
Yeah. That's French.
I know. Which is Elvish.
Yeah. I guess that's basically our analog. Oh lordy. Okay. So, is all Volred? You guys just gonna spend some quality time with some invisible people, or are you guys wanting to roleplay that out at all?
I don't know. Like we're gonna take some
Okay.
shrooms and see what happens. And see
Okay,
if the
well,
confines of this room.
I'm
can
just
contain
curious,
our
I guess,
love.
whether or not there's any conversations or RP elements you guys want to have before we skip to the next day.
I don't know, unless something weird happens that you could just tell us the next day. Like that's
Well, basically, the Dream Snatcher mushrooms, contrary to what they say, they kind of crank your dreams to a whole other level of weird.
Ooh.
In the sense that it's like one of those weird psychedelic stuff where like nothing seems to match up very well. But it's called Dream Snatcher because you wake up or you come out of the trip having a sense that something really fucking weird happened, but not being able to remember any of the trip.
So you have a crazy trip, but you have no idea what it was about.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm having my drug experts give me some information in the Discord right now.
Luckily, none of them are related to this stream. We just have several other, many deep contacts from Arizona, and Denver.
Yeah, and peyote and all that stuff. But we're also from Texas. You know, there's plenty of drug trade in Texas. From making coke.
In Louisiana.
Yes.
I don't know if we need to RP any of this. It just seems like, I mean, I'll RP what I don't know. So yeah.
All right. So, basically, if nothing else, then you guys can just kind of chill, enjoy your evening until the next day.
Bunch of ganders asleep outside of the room.
Because you all probably in there
We
the whole
fucking
time. So
locked
it's like,
that shit.
That's so no. He can sleep in the other room that we have.
I don't know. Did y'all let him in there?
Yeah, I would have. And then you can hear Periwinkle barking outside because you tried to escape
Squirrel!
at some point.
There is some bacon on the door.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys awake the following day, day 46 of Frost Rule, the day after midwinter, also known as Yule. Some of you are feeling a little dehydrated, a little not 100%. The rest of you are feeling a little cold from the morning air. The fire had kind of died down a little bit throughout the night. Elwes, though, was in the process of stoking it back up to warm the place up to definitely comfortable temperatures. But the day is yours to do with as you wish.
My shoulder hurts. I feel a cold breeze.
You're outside.
Why am I naked?
All that prostituting.
Vor's like clear on the other side of the room. Like, how did he keep a shirt on and like nothing else?
Yeah, hanging upside down from the ceiling, and the arms crossed like a vampire. Nah,
Neat.
no, but you could have. Yeah,
Thorad! Oh. I'll get some water. And Tom gave it to you. Fuck on my pants up.
Caleb, it sounds like they're up. Hearing this.
Yeah. Well, they're up and they're knocking furniture over. So I'm assuming they're trying to walk.
This all sounds like she's struggling a lot.
Oh, the chairs stacked over on each other.
A lot, actually. You think we should go check on them?
Sure.
Gander, you coming with? No.
Oh.
yeah, he's just like.
Hey, Arthur.
Yeah.
You want me to cast light inside the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
You asking me to cast light?
Oh, no, I will.
Yeah, Arthur.
I was like, I mean, I have fairy fire, but I don't have anything else.
Yeah, as soon as we open the room, I'm going to hold out my hand and just a ball of light at the end of my hand just shows up into the room. Morning!
I assume the door was unlocked then.
Yeah, I probably unlocked it at some point, or Kayla might have the key. I don't know how that would even work, but yeah, you'd probably find a way in. Kayla,
Yeah?
if you don't turn that light off, if I turn around and you see my bare chest, I'm gonna stab you in the dick.
You have to get over here first.
I'm a lot faster than I used to be.
That's fair.
Put the light out.
Is it out?
How you doing?
I don't.
How you doing?
I help Volred off of the hanging light. Or whatever the fuck. He was probably hanging like a beam. I help him off of there. Like, Volred, I'm gonna request you put on some pants. I'm gonna put on a shirt. And I'm gonna go punch Caleb.
Hey, why are you punching Caleb? He literally just put out the light like you asked him to.
I said that as quietly, but not very quietly, to Volred as possible.
Oh, sorry.
So I turn around, grab my shirt, throw it on haphazardly, and it's like I look like I'm about to go strike Caleb in the face as I approach him.
Yep.
One eye open, one eye kind of still adjusting to just the room light.
Let's door and run.
You coward! Hi, Arthur.
Yep.
Where'd Caleb go?
The periwinkle's barking, so I'm assuming probably outside.
Here we go.
Put this on the list. I want to help Lord get dressed.
Okay. So you guys do that, and in short order, kind of make your way into the tap room to kind of get some morning liquids and food. This point in time, the only people in attendance appear to be some local hunters that seem to be fresh off dropping up their morning catches to Elwes. And the monk figure from yesterday is still present. He looks as though he is kind of finishing up some breakfast, stuffing some stuff into a pack, and preparing to head out. And as you guys kind of stop in, there's some, eggs, bacon, fried ham, plenty of bread that I'll just kind of get dropped off in front of you. Standard breakfast fare.
When everybody shows up downstairs, Caleb already is at a table and has food and everything for the group.
Don't know what I hit my face on last night, but I got like a bruise right here.
You want me to punch it?
Sometimes I forget that is a way of helping with you. That'll be fine. It doesn't hurt. It's just kind of. It's like when I got hit with the mace, the Morning Star. Only like it's like 4 or 5 days after that one, so it's pretty good. I'll be okay. I walked into a wall. I don't remember shit from last night.
Well, I mean, is that a good or a bad thing?
I don't know. Shoulder hurts. And my face hurts.
Do you want me to punch your shoulder?
I heard you yell something about doing a handstand last night. I don't really know what it was. I chose not to go in there.
Who yelled it?
I think it was Volred telling you to do a handstand.
I could do a handstand. I'm pretty sure I could do a handstand.
Well, there was a lot of banging, so I don't think you succeeded.
Yeah, it sounded like you fell a couple of times, but I didn't hear any screaming, so I just kind of left it alone.
Like coward scream.
Sure. Caleb?
Yeah.
That first one was a V, right? V.
Yeah.
Okay. This last one here is Z.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. They sound very similar to like T and B and C and D, but they all make very different sounds.
Oh yeah, it gets worse. But you're
It gets
getting
worse?
there. You're getting there. You are learning very quickly, much faster than any other person that I've actually tried to teach.
Well, thanks.
So you will get this. It won't take too long. But Common has some quirks in it.
Yeah, it's like next up, Caleb has to do the rituals to see if he can join the ring.
No, I'm not going to do that to him. Not unless he wants to.
Come join our cult.
Do what?
It's not a cult.
We have found several cults.
Yeah, we have.
2 or 3?
I don't know what several even is, so yeah. A couple and a few, and then past that it's several, right?
Yeah. Or a lot. No, a lot comes after several.
I thought a lot was what you park your carts in.
Oh. Huh. Sure. Oh, so what are we doing today? we're gonna go to.
Forest. We're heading out to
Yep.
do the quests.
Off to see the wizard.
The wonderful wizard of it's death. It's a death wizard because it's necromancy.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
So, is Gander ready? We kind of left him in the room. But...
I'll do it. Has anyone else noticed that the only one who's been here for like 4 days or something has been the monk? Okay, it's been like 1 full day, but
Yeah, like monk, 1 full day.
I mean,
they all blur together when you have a good night.
I mean, I figured they're just staying here, just like we're staying here.
Did you? Anyone? There's only like 2 rooms. Did he stay down here the whole time? And he was really stuck on staying here?
Yeah, maybe. Why? Do you do?
Seems kind of weird.
Okay, is the monk still over there?
Oh, yeah, wrapping up, getting ready to leave.
Okay, Arthur gets up and starts walking towards the monk.
I'm gonna go get Gander.
Okay. So you just walk up to his table. He kind of is fiddling. Then kind of glances you standing next to him and is kind of like pressing himself into the wall, just kind of looking at you. Can I help you?
Yeah. Actually, can I sit down? Do you mind? I mean, I know you probably do, but can I sit down?
Sure.
Oh, what kind of monk are you? Or where are you from?
Oh, monk? No, I'm a pilgrim. A penitent, more specifically.
What's a penitent?
Well, basically, it means that I am, an individual that did some not so pleasant things in my past, and I have decided to undergo a life of atonement. And so presently I'm on a pilgrimage to, learn about the gods and perhaps rededicate myself to faith.
Oh, you're prostituting.
No, it's a pilgrimage.
But you want? Are you gonna teach other people about the gods that you're learning about?
Oh, I don't know that I'm qualified for the priesthood. Mostly, it's just a way for me to spend some time being honest and with myself and my past actions, and trying to cultivate a new, more positive and righteous life outlook.
Okay, so you're prostituting. Anyway, so what was your name?
Oh, I'm Golvin.
Golvin?
Yes.
Golvin. Okay. Golvin, the prostituting pilgrim. Got it. So you
I'm a penitent.
You pitch a tent?
I am a penitent.
Penitent.
It means regret or remorseful.
So you sad?
Well, in my earlier life, I was not a very good person.
Oh, you seem like a good person now, though.
Well, I strive to be. That's part of what the pilgrimage is for.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I was prostituting, I'd be pretty happy as well. I mean, there's a lot
of
things that you...
Yeah.
Well, did you want some food, Golvin?
Oh, no, I have food. I'm just prepping for my journey, trying to figure out where I'm going to go next, since this leg of the pilgrimage was a bust.
mean, what were you trying to do here?
Well, as part of the pilgrimage, I've been traveling to temples to the Akari gods here in the archipelago. Well, last, I was at the temple of Amada in Ariellen, and here I came to come to the shrine of Gamiti, but that proved to not be achievable. So I'm trying to figure out what temple I'm going to travel to next.
So, are you just trying to learn about any god that you come across?
Well, yes, that's certainly a part of it. Mostly learning about the different faiths and how those can enrich my own understanding of my life and help me make better choices. But also, at each of the temples I visit, I'm supposed to undergo some sort of a ritual of to atone for sins. It's a
Oh,
kind of a whole process.
well, my friend does a lot of rituals. He might be able to help you with understanding your another place to go. Maybe someplace that's local.
Oh, uh, yes, if he has recommendations.
All right, cool. Golvin, come on, let's go. Arthur will like grab Golvin's arm and like lift him up from the corner that he's in. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're
Yeah.
fragile.
Well, I'm part of the thing about a pilgrim is, you're constantly on the move. But this process will be an enriching and strengthening one.
Sure. Yeah, come on. Arthur will pull Golvin over to our table.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is Golvin. He's a prostitute pilgrim. And he is trying to figure out his life because he was not a good person. So now he's going to try to be a good prostitute. You can, oh, Caleb. Golvin has like rituals and things to like attune to it. I don't know why you want to have things stick to you. I think you're trying
A tone.
a tone. So don't talk to him in any negative tone because he doesn't like them apparently. He's trying to get rid of all the tones that he's got. But he wants to talk to you.
Well, to be fair, your friend here said that you were a priest or perhaps a person of faith that might be able to recommend a local temple.
Wait, I didn't say that. I said that he does rituals, and he might be able to help you find the place of rituals. Find some other places locally that do rituals. I didn't say he was a faith person. I just said he does rituals.
Let's start over. My name is Caleb. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Golvin. I'm a penitent on pilgrimage.
Oh yeah, and he pitches tents. He pitches tents for people.
What, if you don't mind my asking, what is your pilgrimage about?
Well, in my youth, I fell into a bit of a bad crowd and became a highwayman on the northern road between Masterin and Abaddon, and did quite a bit of harm over a number of years there. Finally, a group of my compatriots, we were set upon by a group of adventurers who were tasked with handling my group, and one of the priests that traveled with the group spared my life. Since then, I have been trying to dedicate myself to a life of atonement, and I have been traveling throughout the islands to the various deities and temples to perform atonements and reflection, in hopes that by the time I am complete, I will be a, well, I mean, metaphorically speaking, a new soul.
Well, just the act of you seeking out change and trying to become a balancing force, that in of itself means you have started to change. Do you feel that?
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly I feel that way to a certain extent. But, this isn't, it's a new lifestyle, I guess. And then also, I suppose once this is done, I fully expect to dedicate myself to a particular faith, and I'm not entirely sure which one I'm looking to dedicate myself to.
Does it have to be a faith? Or can it be a purpose?
I suppose it could be a purpose. I mean, it's kind of the whole point of the pilgrimage is to kind of figure all of this out.
What do you feel you've learned so far on your pilgrimage? What do you want in your life?
Well, first I went to Abaddon and spent time in the Temple of Grov. That was kind of intense, but obviously it created a sense of new discipline and a sort of a holy crusade or a charge for this pilgrimage as a form of penitence. From there, I traveled along the northern trade road to Eladon and spent time there in the Temple of Setera. Then after that, and of course that was certainly a bit more freeing.
Very much so.
It's kind of nice to learn about the idea of rebirth, and it's kind of set the tone. Then I went to the capital and spent time in the Temple of Amata. And that was great. There were other temples there that I could have visited, but that's just the one that spoke to me at the time. And then I got on a boat and I came here with the intention. I was told that there was a temple of Gamiti here on the island, but apparently the priest there died some time back, and the temple is pretty much overrun with beasts. So that's not happening. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out where I go from here. I suppose I could go to Night Harbor. I know there's the Abbey of Revelry is there. I'm just not sure if there's any other temples on the way that I could go to.
You said beast. What kind of beast?
I don't really know. They're beasts, so bears, wolves, maybe goblins or something. I don't know. I just, from what I understand, the temple is overrun with beasts and has largely been left back to nature.
In what direction would this be?
It would be east of here, near the Cape. Not that far as I understand, but I mean, I suppose the whole beast thing works out, given her dominion, but
So Go ahead, Caleb. I have a question after you're done.
Um, DM, would I know about this temple in myself or no?
You probably would have heard of it before. Not a place you've visited. Um, and of course, like you have notes on Gamidi and
Yeah,
her particular portfolio. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, in times past that you've been here, you have never heard of anything about the temple being overrun by beasts.
And
Uh, but you have known people who have come to this place to pray at the temple, though. At least I don't know. I mean, perhaps you've been there before. I mean, that'll kind of be up to you whether or not that's a one of the gods that would be part of your rituals, or one that you would,
that was
you
going to be
know.
the next question. You named two of the ascertainment rituals, essentially, that he had gone through already.
Yeah, though his was not an ascertainment,
Yeah,
but an
it's
atonement, but a
like
similar thing.
same vein.
Mhm.
Would I know of a ritual for Gamini?
No, probably not. That is a lesser deity. Not the most of the there's not very many temples. This is probably the only one that you really know of. There are occasionally shrines throughout the place, but definitely a minor deity and worshipped by only a very select number of people. Though you have heard, given the victim aspect of her portfolio, she is occasionally worshipped in rural communities that have a slave population.
I haven't been to this shrine myself, but I've known people who have. Um, how badly do you want to go to this temple?
Well,
How important is it to your quest?
I would I would think that as part of my pilgrimage, if I'm being serious, then I would need to exhaust any avenues that I can. But even if I was willing to, say, do something worthy of Gamiti, I am only one person, and I I'm not a warrior.
Follow-up question. How capable are you to do this trek with us?
Well, I consider myself reasonably hearty, but as I said, I'm not a warrior. Uh, I mean, I have some skill in combat, as my time as a highwayman, but to be honest, I wasn't that good at it.
So better than Ziggle is what I'm hearing.
I don't know who Ziggle is.
Oh, that wasn't for you. That was for them.
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to go a couple of beasts and see if we can find any of the items that what's his face needs? Deal.
I think it's two birds with one stone type of deal.
But that's east, and that's not the direction of the mountains that we were going to, right?
Yeah, this is east. It's the opposite direction from where you guys are going.
But it sounds like this might be something relatively quick.
What
We
if
could
it's
probably do
east?
It's east. We might be able to do it and help Golvin here get his pilgrimage done. Yeah, pilgrimage.
I'm always down to help people who are trying to better themselves.
So, Red, are you down? Want to shoot some beast? Cool. Gander? No.
So I'm bringing Gander down the stairs. I plop him down. It's like, he's not very conversational.
Gander, how do you look worse than Azal?
He has a Tempur-Pedic mattress he's used to using.
Well, Gully, do you want us to come with you and help you try to find this temple?
Wait, we fighting something? Oh, hell yeah, I'm in.
That's why I didn't even ask. I knew you were gonna want to go.
The forward response, yeah.
Yeah, I would appreciate any help, but if it's dangerous, I wouldn't want any of you guys getting injured.
Gully,
We're
it's
more worried about you.
Yeah, we're. And then I don't want you to come to this island and leave with nothing. That's kind of boring.
We are not your normal adventuring group.
Oh, not at all.
We
The best.
I wouldn't say the best either. It's just kind of
Hey, we're getting better.
we are
We do things-
exceptional.
we do things other groups would steer clear from.
We have so many participation trophies, like so many of them.
Yeah.
But I think what he's saying is that we're better than you just going by yourself.
Yes.
Oh, that's certainly true.
I missed the first part of the conversation. So we're going to a temple?
Yeah, Goalie here is needing to prostitute himself for a pilgrimage, so that way he can attune for some of the old previous issues that he had and become more religious.
So most of that made sense. I'm assuming that the prostitute word is not correct in this situation, because I've listened to you before. I have no idea what the fuck the rest of it is. So you gotta go to a temple and it's an issue? Well, no.
Well, no, he's doing the pilgrimage thing to make himself a better person.
Oh.
And in order for him to do that, he has to attune for his past deeds.
A penitence.
See, pitch a tent. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Caleb, did you get to the last 5 of them?
Yes, and we're working on
Conjugations.
Translate-
Okay.
that's something that we will work on.
VWXYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Last 5.
I get what you're saying. The penitence. Yeah. Is this a deity you're familiar with? Or are you just traveling around? You said pilgrim, so.
He's visiting multiple deities' temples.
See,
It's kind of
Currently-
like a salad bar.
Currently, he's going to the Temple of Kabiti.
you got multiple deities' temples. Are you looking for acceptance or are you looking for forgiveness?
Well, it's kind of both. I have to spend time learning to accept certain parts of who I was and then make atonement for those sins.
Was that like
Sounds-
was that like a thing that you were told from like a higher being, or some dude said like, "This is what you need to do. Go off there and."
Well, that's what I was told by a priest of Grov while I was in Abaddon.
I'm not too familiar with.
Grov, god of law and order, I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
law, order, god of pacts, oaths, and deals as well.
So
If you guys want to remember, it's the one of the test of burning fire.
I'm not from here, so you're your gods mean jack fucking shit, basically, to me.
Yes,
I'm
he is
trying to
also
associate it to, like, what the fuck do I know?
Yeah,
yes.
well,
He's also one of the
Dun.
ones that are more commonly known because he's one of the most likely to smite or otherwise curse people. So
He's the
people pay
cunt one.
him. Yes, he. So the Akari pay very special attention.
The old
Uh,
respect or else one. Yay,
yes,
religion.
yeah, an iron fist.
Plenty of those up north. Alright, so they said go through these trials. So you had one testament that was assigned to you based off of their deity, and you're going through several deities to do that?
Well, yes, my pilgrimage is more about the entirety of who I am. So, each god, each temple gives me a little piece of the puzzle, so to speak.
you sound like you're doing a lot of work, but relying on a lot of gods to do it.
Well, what else can one call faith?
Well,
Ooh.
I mean, that's fair. I guess, like, my mom used to tell me, like, you gotta stop looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes you just gotta light that bitch up.
My mom used to say sometimes the gods are a cunt, but we have different backgrounds in that situation.
We may have different gods, but that's a very accurate statement.
Both of us are one.
No, the gods are a cunt.
Yes.
Oh, hey, I'm not gonna say that. I got crazy water druid stuff from a god that I now have to worship.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm not saying all gods. I'm just saying that some are.
just be happy it's a nature-based type of deity. The other ones are where it gets fucked up. Like Grov? Is it Grov?
Gruff.
It's a
Groff.
weird name. Yeah,
And Izal is not.
that's just my name. I'm not a god, so
Axel was a very weird name for a god too.
yeah. And if you, I'll let me show you the lineage of the fucking naming aspects we've got. We're trying to work our way out of that one for a while.
So, Gully, you coming with, or should we do something different?
We'll protect you.
Well, if you're willing to help, then I would be glad for the assistance.
Cool.
I give the forward salute again.
Hey, team. Like whispering, even though I know Gully can hear us. This would be something that we don't get paid for. You realize that, right?
If it's us clearing out a temple, I feel like that falls into most of our basic categories.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nature too, so that's kind of your thing.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. Well, Gully, you got a deal.
Thank you. And he kind of reaches out and grasps your hand.
Welcome to Debassum.
Yeah.
Dr. Bassam.
Yeah,
Is that
DBA
your...
Sweet Nut Milk?
Oh,
Doing
no.
business as Sweet
No.
Nut Milk.
it is a series of letters. There are no words involved.
Okay.
DBASNM.
But it is doing business as
I
Sweet
checked the
Nut Milk.
paperwork. It just says DBASNM.
Doing business as Sweet Nut Milk.
I could fill out words for letters too, but DBASNM. S&M's as far as I'm willing to go right now.
Don't worry, Arthur. We'll win her over.
Maybe she
I'm
just needs some
against-
Sweet Nut Milk.
I'm against my own naming aspects here.
I guess I just don't understand. I mean, it's kind of an unusual name. And normally you have like the Silverbeards, or you have the Ebon Blades, or you have, the Knights of White Tree. It's just there's kind of a formula that normally goes with these names, and I guess I kind of struggle understanding your
You have
inspiration.
I
noun,
would like to
verb,
say-
noun.
I would
Noun,
like to
verb,
say we would.
noun.
I would like to say we would blame it on the alcohol, but we really can't.
Stone sober came up with that one.
But you'll remember it.
It's got a point.
Yeah,
Stupid enough to remember.
sweet nut milk.
Bless.
Sensational, nutritional
Nope.
material.
Sweet. No.
I can come up with all kinds of words that fill in the blanks.
But that's not the blank that was actually there before. It was sweet nut milk.
SNM.
Yeah. Golly.
Welcome aboard.
Hey.
Tattoos and dues are due every third week of the month.
You get a new tattoo every month.
That's right. We got a series of freckles is what I recommend.
Yeah, and you just see, you just kind of see
Red
him
went a
put his
different route.
hands a little bit together, and it's like, gods.
Gotta
Better
read
run.
all of them.
I'm gonna look
Like-
over to him. Hey, if anything, we'll teach you patience.
Penitence.
And it-
Yeah,
Does it work when you don't know what god you worship? That you pray to them? Like, does it, you just pray to like all the gods? Don't you have to have one? Don't you have to like call them and actually ask for like a specific god? Isn't that how that works?
well, yes, it kind of depends. I called on all the gods, but I did also specifically name Edoran, as he is, a god of mysteries and the knower of unknown things. And you guys are definitely an unknown in my book.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's like casting a wide net in an ocean of deities, though.
True.
It's more like a message in a bottle kind of situation. You just kind of
That's a
wait
good
and see
one.
if somebody's going to answer. But you
True.
don't know if it's ever going to answer
But
because
to be
technically
fair,
they're
I'd rather
answering.
that than Pandrus.
Oh,
Dangerous.
that's a good one.
He's a god of chaos
And chance.
and deception.
Fair.
For every positive, there's like 2 negatives, Caleb.
Well, as long as I don't have to see Morgrim anytime soon.
I can
I'd-
fix that for you.
No, we've agreed to this. Let's get our plan going and take care of the whole situation. Are you free to leave today, or do you got some type of preparations? you need to do?
Yes, I'm free to go. I was preparing as soon as I figured out where to go next. I was going to go charter passage.
Okay, you can go with us.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for demon's ribs or unicorn
Yes.
horns.
Oh.
Or yew trees.
Okay. You, much easier to find, I would think.
I mean, we can find those, but like mainly try to find a demon if you see a demon or a unicorn. Throughout this, like let us know about those quickly. The yew
Yes.
tree we can kind of skim over, and then you can also let us know if you find any uncut jobs.
Amethyst ones.
No, I want
Oh.
to know about all uncut jobs.
All of the uncut jobs.
Yeah, because I mean, if we find uncut jobs, then at some point or another, we could probably sell those uncut jobs,
Right.
even if they're not the amethyst ones.
I know Volrid and I did a lot of drugging, but did you have a stroke last night?
No, why?
I just covering all the bases before we head out.
Wait, why would I? Why do you think I have a stroke?
Like you're putting a lot of emphasis on weird parts of that word.
Uncut jobs.
And it was.
M's.
Should find a cleric soon.
It's just uncut jobs.
Right.
Just drink some water. It's a lot of it. Just hydrate properly. Alright. Alright, let's get your stuff and get out of here.
Okay. And so Golvin just kind of goes, picks up his pack and stuff, and throws some loose papers into his little journal thing and shoves that into a little side pouch. Well, we can go whenever.
To the east.
To the
Good to
temple
go.
of Kurast. There you shall find the gate to hell open before you. You must find the courage to step through this gate, Marius.
Sir, we will immediately turn around. Turn around with a drop of a hat. Like, oh, minor inconvenience?
We've done enough turning around in this campaign already.
Oh yeah, don't tell me.
That's a neat. Let's go somewhere else.
All that beautiful rock planning
It's still there.
so far down the drain.
You just gotta shove it somewhere else and charge more.
I was so looking forward to killing someone.
Oh, you would have. At least.
Oh yeah, I know. And in a way that I'm just like,
That's gravity.
Kayla
You
doesn't
say,
have feather
ha,
fall.
ha, ha. It's just gravity. You'll kill us with gravity.
Yes, but that's why I have slow fall.
What? That's Arthur.
don't.
Arthur has slow fall. No, he doesn't.
I
Not
don't.
yet. Arthur has so far next level, but not right now.
Oh boy. I just have resistance.
Yeah, I went and looked at the stats, and if it hits me all 3 times, I am dead.
I already went over this. It's not the stats of its hit. It's the stats of the fall. Its damage output like skyrockets like a CR20.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So, you leave the Dusty Moon in the mid-morning, heading east out of the city towards a patch of woodland that supposedly holds the Temple of Gamiti. With that, we're going to go ahead and call it a wrap for session 36. And we will see you guys next Tuesday for session 37.
That's how math works.
That is how math works. And I believe... Oh, yeah, okay. Obviously, it's not going to be a 20 Tuesday.
That was today, Eric.
Yeah, I know.
Which we rolled 4 times.
My brain does not work right now. So, yeah. Also, Thursday, Adjacent with Jace, we'll have someone on. I was on last week, which is always fun. So if you guys haven't watched that episode of Adjacent with Jace, come back. I did another 2 Truths, 1 Lie. So if you're... So...
Did not solve any problems. It just compounded more. There's just more questions.
So that's the best part. Like I said, 2 Truths, 1 Lie is always best when the players hope all of them are lies.
And Eric hates every class except for Warlock. Ari is scheduled for Thursday, unless something comes up and we have to change it abruptly. But join me, Jace, for Jace with Jace on Thursday. And that's everything that I know of.
Woo!
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen, guten Tag,
Auf
Salute,
Wiedersehen.
farewell, guten, tuten, gruten, shooten.